Monk mode is bullshit. Don't do it. This is Alpha Male 2.0, and this is Caleb Jones. Freedom-focused lifestyle design for men. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. We do 5 videos a week here on how to make both your business life and your woman life more free, because you need both. By the way, we are doing a online course giveaway drawing right now. It is my course on how you can design your own location-independent business. It normally retails for $1,400. You might be able to get it for free. All you have to do is be a subscriber here at YouTube, like this video, and comment below. Comment on this video. Every 2 weeks, I will report the winner at the YouTube community feed at this channel at YouTube. Let me explain this thing about monk mode. Let me explain this. And I'm a little dated on this because monk mode was kind of a bigger deal. I think a few months ago. It's kind of died down now, but there's still a lot of discussion about this. Let me explain to you how this works. What happens generally on the internet is that you will hear from a guy on YouTube or on a blog or on a forum or something like that saying that they did monk mode and now they feel better. So for those of you who don't know what monk mode means don't have sex at all for, I don't know, 6 months, a year, for a prolonged period of time. What happens is you'll hear from a guy who has not had sex for 6 months, a year and a half, whatever, and he goes like, oh, I feel so great. I feel so much better. Oh, I'm so focused at my work, and I'm exercising more, and I just, I'm sleeping better, and it's so great. Everyone should do this. Monk mode is fucking great. Now, here's the problem. If you dig deeper into the story, I've seen, let's see, at least 3 of these examples so far. I think 4. The guy will say this, and then if you keep digging into his story, he may even say this, or if not, if you look at his other materials, he'll say this. This was a guy who was totally fucking obsessed with women. This is one of these hardcore pickup artist guys who was going out to the clubs every night and pursuing women all the time and doing PUA all the time and focused on looking good for women all the time and being on the pickup artist forums all the time, and it consumed his life. He overdid it on the woman's side of his life. So, of course, if he goes monk mode for a while, he feels better. Now, he doesn't feel better because he's suddenly not having sex. Now, go without sex for a year and see how good you fucking feel. I know a lot of you have. I don't. I never have, but I get it. How good are you gonna fucking feel? You're not gonna feel good at all. The point is, it makes him feel good because he was completely out of balance already. It's just like these fuckers who go on the vegan diet or the carnivore diet. In both cases, you get these guys who go carnivore for 6 months or 3 months or whatever, or go vegan for 3 months or 6 months or whatever, and they go, oh, I feel so much better. Yeah, the reason these people feel better is because before they went on the carnivore diet or the vegan diet, they were eating a bunch of crap. They were eating a bunch of pizza and bread and candy and chocolate that made them feel like shit. It's not that the carnivore diet made them feel better or being a fucking vegan made them feel better. It's that they didn't eat the bad food anymore. They could have just changed their diet around where they just didn't eat those things but still ate like a normal human being, and they would have felt just as good. It's the same exact thing with these guys who go on monk mode. And next time you see this, or you can even go back and rewatch some of these videos or blog posts you've seen of guys who talk about this, if you listen carefully, they'll say, before monk mode, my life was all fucked up because I was constantly worried about pussy all the time and chasing pussy all the time and going out to clubs and day game and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's why monk mode worked for them. Now, here's the problem. These guys will go on YouTube and say, it worked for me, so you guys should do this. Everyone should do monk mode. And the problem is a bunch of you normal guys, a bunch of you typical beta males who aren't obsessed with women and aren't pickup artists and are already not having very much sex, go, oh, okay, it's an excuse for me to not have sex. I'm gonna do monk mode too. Wrong. Most guys who watch these goddamn monk mode videos aren't getting laid enough. They are underdoing it on the woman's side of their lives. They're not overdoing it like these crazy guys who are hitting it hardcore. You have to understand the difference between the guy giving the advice and the guy listening. What's happening now is that because you have these small amount of men who are pussy obsessed and then go monk mode and feel a little better, they tell everybody, and all these normal guys, these normal beta males, these normal everyday AFC type guys, they are now using this as an excuse to not have sex, which is bullshit. I talk about, in terms of Alpha 2.0, one of the baselines of Alpha 2.0 is you're having sex on a regular basis. Not every day. Most men do not need to have sex every day. Even I don't need to have sex every day. 3 times a week for me, yes. But maybe for you it's once a week. Fine. Have the minimal amount of sex you need to feel normal, to feel human. This is a baseline, because if you don't have sex, if you go, I've said this many times, and I've shown you many examples of this. If you go without sex for 6 months, a year, or longer, you will not be happy. The only exception to that rule is if you are a total psychotic pussy hound and went way out of balance on your female life and you were banging tons of girls and you're like, whoa, this is too much, I gotta go monk mode for a little bit. Now see, even in that case, I would disagree, but I'm not gonna argue that point. Even in that case, I would say, well, just drop it down to 1 or 2 girls instead of 14. But okay, fine, I'll just give them that. If you were a maniac with women and you're banging women left and right, you're going to clubs all the time, you go to monk mode, that might be fine for you for a while. But does that apply to you? Does that apply to most men watching these goddamn monk mode videos? No. Most men watching these monk mode videos going, oh, monk mode, he said it was good. I think I should do that. You're not getting laid enough now. What the fuck are you doing? No, you're using this as a goddamn excuse. You need to have sex. Do not do this monk mode stuff. Consider the source. Whenever you hear someone who says, I went to monk mode and it was great. It's the same. Here's a corollary. These ex-pickup artist guys, these ex-alpha males who surrender to monogamy and get traditionally monogamously married. And the pickup artist community used to be full of these guys. It still is. They get married and they're in the honeymoon phase. So the only time traditional monogamous marriage is really good is the first, year or so, when it's all new and exciting. It's called the honeymoon phase. And these guys in the temporary honeymoon phase go on all the forums and say, monogamous marriage is great, everybody. It's so happy. I am so happy. Everyone should do this. Yeah, you just got married. Wait 3 or 4 or 5 years and then come back and tell me how happy you are. You've got to consider the source on this stuff. Monk mode is not the answer. It's not. For 95% of you watching this content, monk mode is not the answer for you. The answer for most of you is to jack up your activity levels in your woman life, not bring them down to 0. Are you crazy? No. If you're not getting laid enough, you need to jack up your activity level so you can start having more sex. More sex meaning as much sex as makes you happy. Maybe that's once a week. Maybe that's once every 10 days. Maybe that's twice a week. Maybe it's 3 times a week. Know what that number is and meet that number on a regular basis. I know my number. My number is 3 times a week. I like to have sex 3 times a week. When I don't have sex 3 times a week, I start to feel it a little bit. If I have sex 3 times a week, sometimes 2, I'm good to go. If I go a week or 2 without sex, I'm not happy. I mean, I'm not miserable, but I can feel it. So you need to know your number and adhere to that number and stick with it. This monk mode crap is not for you unless you are in this bizarre, rare, teeny tiny category of psycho pickup artist guys who way overdo it. If you need more help with this, you can go to joinsmic.com. That is my podcast and training program. You can also click here to learn whether or not you should get married, or you can click here to learn why if you live in America, you are not free. See you soon.